All right, welcome to another edition of Off Topic. My name is Randy Zellea, joined with me by my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the man of the video games, Mr. Emerito Rivera from Level 1 Games in Pompton Plains, New Jersey. Check him out, level1games.com, level1games.com, located in Pompton Plains, New Jersey. Take your game to the next level and relive your past with Level 1 Games. They're the official sponsor of tonight's show. And today we welcome in the NWA Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa. I think there she is.
I'm here. Sorry. Let me just put the link real quick. I just didn't have time.
No problem. No problem. So thank you for joining us on this Monday evening. And, it's funny. My partner in crime over here, Em, has given me a little bit more of a background of your career. My first real exposure to you was recently on AEW. And
you didn't even Google me?
Well, no, I did after the fact. In fact, we were studying this week.
He left the heavy lifting to me. That's what I'm here for. The fan.
He makes me look good. That's what we do. That's what
It's like wrestling. I got to make him look good, and hopefully he'll make me look good as well.
Listen, I'm the Bobby Heenan, and he's the star. And so when he does all the great things, I come in and steal all the credit. That's what happens. You know what I mean?
Okay. That's real.
So I have to ask the question because, doing some research and seeing that you had quite an extensive history outside of the wrestling business, such in social work and, graduating out in Berkeley. What turned you on to professional wrestling?
Everything, the lights, the physicality, the theatricals, everything, the entertaining part of it, being able to be in a soap opera and being able to be extra as hell and still beat somebody's ass.
Wow. Okay.
See, those are great qualities, man, and that's one of the reasons that I was just telling Randy a minute ago how I stumbled onto you, because I hadn't seen you before, and I have a buddy who's in wrestling, Mike Law, and he wrestled you back in 2018 at Intergender 2.
Yes.
Yeah, and he posted it last year on November 5th. And I was like, who is this? And I started researching, and your social media skills are off the charts. Like, you are very good at social media. So I got to know Thunder Rosa outside the ring. I started seeing her inside the ring. And then, I was just so excited to see all your stuff. And then when you finally, it was funny because we were watching, I own a store, and like Randy just said, so we watch AEW there together, and I had just gone to the bathroom, of course, right? I go to the bathroom, and the guys are screaming, Thunder Rosa's there! You gotta come quick! And I'm running, and I missed like half the promo. I had to watch it afterwards. And I was so excited to see you because I thought that you were one of the best wrestlers out there, and not just female wrestler, but you were, to me, the total package, and somebody who I thought should have been there from the beginning. So they all knew that because I always say it. So, of course, I miss it, though.
That's so that happened to me, too.
Did you really go to the bathroom?
I was in the back in AEW, and then it was like somebody's promo, and I really had to pee, and I was like, all right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm going to the bathroom. And then I come back, and they're like, you just came out on TV? And I'm like, what do you mean I came on TV? Like, hey, your promo was in there. I'm like, what? No way, man. Are you serious? And he's like, yeah. So I was just like scrambling. I'm like, oh, it's here. It was a special. It was the small package that they created.
Yes.
One, and then we didn't even notice they had a longer one on YouTube. And I was like, man. But I was so mad that I missed it live. I'm like,
yeah, I was pretty upset too.
Thankfully, like on social media, it was great.
Exactly, which is my next thing that I wanted to talk about was how you conduct yourself in social media. Like one of the things that I noticed was during quarantine, we were all depressed and we were all at home doing nothing. And here you were working out with water bottles, and I'm looking at this, and I'm getting like, I'm like, I can't go to the gym, but she's teaching me how to work out at home.
You know,
How? Yeah.
funny because I talked to a lot of lately here actually got involved with a lot of like female fighters that were in a situation, and I would just like be watching their stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm slacking. They be doing like a bunch of Zoom exercises and like workouts, and then I was looking at a bunch of other different things, and that's when my husband and I would sit down and was like, okay, now you really have to do this like YouTube stuff, like you got time, and I'm like, I don't want to do it, but it turned out really good, like that kept me busy, that helped us get the brand going, that helped us get monetized, and that was like little extra money that we were getting on the side. Then we launched the website. I never had a website before, and we were able to sell more merchandise than ever, honestly.
Really?
Without even having to go to a show. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can have access to my website anywhere in the world. You don't have to see me in a show, and so there was a lot of things that we thought that we wanted to work and do, but I never did because I was so busy with wrestling and I was traveling so much. And then the pandemic just like made me more driven and more focused and more like, all right, man, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it now.
Yeah, because it seems like we all slowed down and you went into hyperspeed. Like you had the website going, you had the workouts, you had the YouTube. I remember you asking people to subscribe to the YouTube. I subscribed immediately, try to help you get monetized. I remember all of that because it's like I didn't do anything but stay home and watch YouTube and TV and play video games. So it was a perfect opportunity.
That's what everybody did. Like a lot of my friends were really depressed. They didn't want to do anything. They gained a lot of weight, and I mean, I personally took it upon myself to get in better shape, and not having the MMA gym for me was really hard because I mean, I was training 6 hours a day, and then all of a sudden it's like nothing. Come to the gym, and I'm like, no, what am I doing with my life now?
No, but
2 hours a day. Okay, let's do that.
No, but you did a great job. Like I said, you motivated me, and I'm sure you motivated plenty of people to keep active. Thankfully, I was like one of the few that didn't come out of the pandemic heavier than I went in. So I thank you for that.
Great.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, we can sort of start with the pandemic and being available to work a few shots with AEW. How did that come along? And knowing that you're under contract with NWA, how did that relationship get made? And can you talk about, I guess, from the pandemic experience on how AEW conducted business that way and how everything worked out?
Tell you the right answer, I will, but I don't have it. I just know that Billy called me. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "What's up?" So AEW, okay, cool. I'll see you there. Okay, man.
Yeah, I figured that would be more of a Billy Corgan thing, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that he owns NWA, one of the most historic and longest. What's the right word I'm looking for? Tenured organizations.
I think one of the most historical wrestling organizations in history.
Yeah, that's and contemporary history, of course. Like
exactly.
Well, actually, professional wrestling started being very popular in the early 1900s.
Correct, with the whole circuses and stuff.
So it's still like a very, very young sport, right? But I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. I mean, it's cool because we AEW help us give a bigger platform to NWA, and a lot of people are tuning into NWA Power because they saw me there, and then they saw the NWA, and like, what is this? You know, like you're a fan, your AEW fan that doesn't really watch the YouTube shows and stuff. Like they got to see a bunch of other stuff and cool people. I mean, because you had Ricky Starks there, he was part of NWA Power, and then had Eddie Kingston, and now I was there, so it was pretty cool.
And what I like is the fact that Eddie Kingston, he's there now. You know, he got the contract, and so did Ricky Starks. But you are going back, still champion, and I'm looking forward to seeing your next title defense. Is there any news? Yeah, is there any news on when you guys are going to be able to have a weekly show again?
if I had the news, I wouldn't be able to tell you anyways.
Yeah, I figured.
No,
I figured I'd try anyway because like I said.
I
Uh huh.
don't. No,
No.
I wish I knew, honestly.
Yeah, well, I for one hope that you guys will get back to doing what you do best soon, sooner rather than later. Because you're not an AEW star, you're an NWA star, and I think that's what I wanted to harp on and put a spotlight on. Because, like you said, AEW shined a spotlight on you guys, helped you get more exposure, and I've heard it from other fans and that's what I wanted to talk about. Like your experiences as NWA. I know you worked with Melina before the pandemic. You won the
Wait,
title.
your teenage crush? Is
Oh
that still asking about Melina? That's like
no!
comes to mind.
Listen, that was my son's teenage crush. Okay.
Who was your teenage crush?
Oh no, mine?
Yes.
Oh my God, I was a teenager during Sonny's time. Like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, it wasn't many options.
You naughty little boy.
yeah, I was bad. I would record all the wrestling I could because in my head I thought that I would record all of this great wrestling and show my son. Little did I know that it would be all on on the network
It's all on the network now.
and
Yeah.
the internet. Silly me! I wasted all those years like trying to record every single match, every pay-per-view, everything.
That's great.
If it's okay, if I have to ask the question with NWA Power, you've obviously wrestled all around the world, and of course, obviously with the recent exposure with AEW, but NWA Power is more of a studio show. Is there a difference between wrestling in front of a large audience and then being in a studio atmosphere? Can you talk about that?
Yes. Well, I'm not. I'm not unfamiliar to studio wrestling. I've done women's of wrestling before, and I also
Right.
did grounds, which was pretty similar to what we did with NWA. It's just the magnitude of what Lucha Underground was in comparison to like the smaller studio and GPV in Georgia in Atlanta. So it was really like intimate and it was really cool because like a lot of the guys that were there working in production, camera specifically, they worked wrestling and WWF before, and some of them talk about their experiences working there, and it was really cool to hear them say that they really appreciated us because we treated them like family. So that was really cool for me. When I look at the pictures and I look back on the first season that we did in Power, it was like I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I didn't have any. I never come with any expectations anywhere I go anymore, because it's nothing worse than when you come with this really high expectations and everything is just shitty and it sucks. And you're like, and also, I came in and all right, I'm here to learn. I'm here to see what's gonna happen. Let's see what storyline they have for us, and they had something very interesting. The first in a while a female stable. It was Melina, Marty Bell, and I think that that episode was overshadowed by other things, but it was for me it was very powerful because you don't get Latinas like that in a stage of that sort, especially for NWA. There's not a lot of before the the talent was of different colors and different backgrounds, and now everything is changing because like the landscape of professional wrestling is changing too. So for me, that was really cool. Like I have a picture in the living room, a little picture that one of my fans gave it to me, and I endear that really really close to my heart. And I have another one when Homicide, Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston, Melina, who else? A bunch of us, like all the Latinos were there, and I have them all sign the picture. I have it there, frame it. But that to me was really cool because you don't get to see that very often, and you don't get to see women of color being put in a place like I am right now, holding such historical championship, and it's not like just your token Mexican American. Is like she is the face of your company, and she was taken from your company to represent you at a bigger stage, which is an honor to me to have done that. Not a lot of people can say they have done that in their you know uh, in their careers.
I think they place a lot on your shoulders. You're the first Mexican woman to win the championship.
Yeah.
So it's such. I think they wanted you to go out there and represent their company, and you did an amazing job. I think that was like one of my favorite matches on that pay per view, All Out. Uh, you're just a natural in the ring. I have to say that.
Well, JR says that I'm a pro DJ.
Yeah, you really are. And
I'm just being a jerk now. I mean, I love wrestling. Wrestling is like my passion. I was reading a quote actually about that. About who said this? I don't know. I was reading a quote, or I read it, or I listened to it when I was in the car, and it talks about that passion that you have when you. I know actually, Eddie Kingston posted something about being an amateur and being a professional, and there was one specific there, like when you do things with passion, things will come easy, and you don't expect it, and you work hard for it. So it's like when I'm in the ring, it's like I love entertaining. I love entertaining, and I love being physical. And I'm a competitor by heart. I always been a competitor. So having to perform, it's like, yeah, bring it. I love it. Whoever it is wants to do it, let's go. Let's do it. It's just it drives me. It's
yeah, I think that's one of the things that sets you apart from other competitors is that drive, that passion, and maybe it's the Latin thing too. You know, we're very passionate people.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it could be, but it also could be that space. The ring is my safe space. Is my escape from my reality.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I have no money in my bank, my car is broken, I am broken. When I get there, nothing matters. It's just me and you, the listeners and the spectators. That's it, and my opponent, of course. But but it's like that's it. And it's I like to create magic. That's I get to be creative. That's when I get to create a story that you guys haven't seen or that you guys want to see, and the story of violence and drama and being so extra. Like, yes, she's beating somebody's ass. Oh my god, now she's taking this punishment. Oh my god, she's coming back. Oh my god, she's all to win. Oh, she lost. Oh, but still, it was great.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the excitement that we had watching, you know, and that's what drives us to watch wrestling a lot, so much. I mean, we're all passionate about wrestling. Obviously, we wouldn't be doing this if we had no passion for it, right?
Yes,
But one thing I had to ask you because your style, I don't see many women with your style of wrestling. Was that something you picked up along the way, or was that taught to you?
Being so silly right now. You have to stand out, man. You have to stand out. Either you get a big pair of boobs and a nice nose job and you can still kick ass, or you can kick ass and not get any of that and then get face paint. Boom, that right there. Just kidding, but not kidding. No, I mean, for me, it's a representation of where I train and in my background. I mean, I am through and through American pro wrestler. Like I train American pro wrestling. Japanese style came because I was so young when I was in the business, when I was sent to Japan. That was ingrained in me, like train, and kick ass and take all this heat, and you better sell, you know, and you better tell a good story and make things look real, because that's how it is here. And then after that, I go to Mexico, which is like even they're more hardcore over there, and I was just like, holy Jesus. So it was like that, and then lucha libre with Lucha Underground. So I had to like mix everything together, and then the martial arts came into place later on in my career, which everything just like encompass everything together. So if you feel like doing lucha one day, you do lucha. If you feel like just going like, you know, Tennessee style, you just go Tennessee style, arm drop kick, celebrate, get out of the ring, and brawl. That's all you do. And then if the next day you want to go Japanese style, like you just go Japanese style and go balls to the wall. Whatever you guys want, I got you.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things because as Randy would tell you, I'm a huge, I love Japanese wrestling. I think like one of my all-time favorite is New Japan. I watch it religiously. So when you start doing all of that here, it's like, you know, I'm going to mark out immediately and just like go crazy. And everybody's like, all right, man, stay in your seat. I can't. I won't.
No, I mean it's cool. Like I that's why when I'm like working in different parts of the world or whatever, they're like, "You're not afraid that they don't speak English or whatever." I'm like, "No, I speak wrestling.
Exactly.
It's a universal language, right and left, man. If you know what right and left is, that's all you got, and then you just learn it with movements, with body language and stuff like that. That's all you need, and you need an open mind. If you don't have an open mind, then don't be in the business. That's what makes the business crappy. When like people are so like, it's my style and my style only, and you need to do what I tell you to do. Like, bro, get out of here, man. It's 2020. Like, people are coming from so many different parts of the world. They have so many different styles. Like, have fun. Make this fun. Have the fans have fun. I want you to have fun when you're watching me. I want you to have fun when you're listening to me talking. Otherwise, I'm not an entertainer. I mean, if I want to entertain myself, I'm just gonna go and do I don't know, like be a cam girl and entertain somebody. Like do what I want to do, Yeah. So I mean, this is an art. It's an art. People need to respect it's an art and it's a sport. People need to respect it for what it is.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
There was a report that came out that again, I have a hard time always believing a lot of the wrestling news, but there was how excited you were to work with Kenny Omega over in AS. Can you talk about the experience of working with Kenny, having him produce, some of your work over at AEW, and what was that like for you?
When I first saw him, I was like, totally fangirl. Like, yeah, it was really interesting. It was like, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for working. He was like super to work with, like super easy.
Everyone has always said that he has a very, very easygoing personality, and he's very, very intent on making that women's division in AEW the best it can be. And he said in many interviews that he wants to make it a wrestling division, not the shenanigans that happens on other channels.
And he allowed, like the first match that I had, Serena and I, to do that. Like, I love it when before we got in the curtain, he was like, ladies, show what women can do in the ring. You guys have 10. Yes, we got you, boo boo. and with Sheeta was the same thing. We had so much fun. I had so much fun. Seriously, like it was a great experience.
And did they give you extra time for that match?
Which one?
For the Sheeta match on All Out.
We could have had more time if we wanted to, but I think it was fine.
No, it was great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
I think for the time that we had, it was great. I mean, we could have had a little bit more because of like the unfortunate situation that happened before us. But whatever we had, even if it was a little longer, I think it gave us enough time to tell a good story.
And the story was told very well. And like I said, us as fans, we were very pleased with it.
And Tony Khan was on the media call before All Out. I was on that call with him, and he was praising you, and he was also praising Billy for the kindness that he had to have this working relationship with NWA. Would you like to see more groups like Ring of Honor, like Impact, have a more working relationship with NWA so you can be appearing on other American television?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's like there's so much more than like let me just call such and such and like let's get them work together. It's a lot more than that. It's complicated, but when you have people like Tony Khan who's like willing to do something cool with another company, and then Billy and them, I don't know what their conversation was. They made it happen, and then you have like talent that is willing and able to perform. Like, why not? I mean, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience, man.
One of the things I wanted to touch on is you run Mission Pro Wrestling, right?
Sure.
And I want to get a little more insight on that because I remember I've heard you speak about it.
Yes.
And I want to see, because I know you're passionate about this. It's like a passion of yours.
I showed this earlier, but I'm going to show it to you guys. This is our first show. You can't really see it because I have like the ring light with all the ladies that were in our first show. And had 12 sponsors that they just jump in as soon as we told them like, hey, we have a all run and perform show by women. What's up, you guys? You guys want to help us out, you know? And they're like, boom, they open their wallets and like, here, ladies, let's make it happen. And then the fans bought all the tickets. We were sold out, and everybody was like respecting the safety guidelines of COVID and everything. It was pretty amazing. And I think that one thing that I really liked the most, it was that I was able to have help from a lot of the ladies that got there early to put the ring together. That for me is very important, because putting a ring together with your talent, it's some of the things that I saw when I was working in Japan in all the female promotions. From what women done from the top, like the main Carter, to the lowest of the lowest of the green girls, everybody was putting the ring together. And that just shows unity. It's you have to work together as a group, and that's how you start something special. And that was like my vision. I remember when I was talking to my husband, I was like, I really like for the girls to help me with the ring. It's a very important part. When I started professional wrestling and I started training, the first thing we did on introduction was to put our ring together. If you don't know how to put a ring together, you don't belong to this business, because that's you should have so much respect anytime you step in the ring, because you're disrespecting all those people that sacrifice their life, families, friends, everything for you to be in there.
No, definitely.
So when the girls put the ring together, I have pictures, I have videos and stuff, and then how excited everybody was to be part of it, because it's something completely different. It really like filled my heart. And then at the end, when we got everybody, after everybody got their matches, and we still have all the fans like on their feet saying this is wrestling. And I saw all the women that we brought in our first show, that everybody's from different colors, different sizes, different cultures, different backgrounds, but all of them work together to support the movement, which is bringing women, empowering women, and giving them a space, a safe space for them to wrestle, to grow, and to be respected as professional athletes. It was very empowering. Now, we have very big dreams with Mission Pro Wrestling, and we have a lot of big plans that not only include having this promotion, but is doing other stuff that I can really talk about because it's in the works. And I don't want to jinx it, but it's just like this is something bigger than me, than what I ever envisioned. And this is bringing a collective of women from different parts of the world together in the same place, or even in their own place, so people can start seeing them, what talent they have, and why they're missing from them, which is what happened to me the last 6 years until I stepped into AEW. Because a lot of people didn't even know who I was. Even when I was cutting the promo, some people in the back was like, who's that girl? I was like, you don't know Thunder Rosa? No, but she talks a lot of shit. Oh, just wait until she gets in the ring. So it's like, for me, having that big chip on my shoulder, and like knowing that a lot of people didn't give me the credit that I deserve for the hard work. But that's, you know what? It's wrestling. That's how it is. But demanding that respect and demanding a space, that's what I want people to hear. Because we, as professional wrestlers, deserve a space in every single show in the country. It's 2020, and I still see that they don't book women in some shows. Maybe because they don't believe that women are good enough. Maybe because they don't have the money to bring talent from other places. It doesn't matter. There's still not enough places for us to work every weekend. They're very limited. And we have to make the spaces for ourselves. And my husband and I started in Los Angeles doing this because I saw the need, and I told him, dude, there's not enough space for us to work all the time. There's sometimes that I was like sitting in my house doing nothing. Let's start a show, whatever, you know. And that's what we started. And then we brought it to other places like Texas. There was not a lot of spaces for us to wrestle. We created it. We passed it on, we revamp it, and now we're doing it again. So we have big dreams, and we have big goals, and we have supporters now, which is the difference than before. Like, people believe in what we're doing, and people believe that we can create a change in the landscape of professional wrestling, especially in the female area. I mean, if you guys get a chance, you should go to our website if you want to buy the show, or if you want to stream it, titlematchnetwork.com, and you can see the show. Like, I'm not there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of raw talent, and there's a lot of talent that it's ready, it's there.
Oh,
Ready.
what is the website so that everybody, including myself, can check it out?
www.missionprowrestling.net.
Mission Pro Wrestling.
All our gear, all our merchandise is there. We also have another thing that I talk about I had an interview in the Philippines and in Liverpool today. The guys were like over there, and I talk about custom matches. That's another way that I wanted to do for a minute now, but I want to create it now here in Texas because we don't have anybody doing custom matches, to create jobs for some of my girls and guys that are in the area. And this is money, supplemental money that they can use to like pay their bills, pay their rent, just to pay anything. And many of the times we make a lot more money doing custom matches than actually getting in the ring and wrestling. So this is another way that we are supplementing the income for our company. We're giving more opportunities for our talent to raise money for whatever they need, and we're giving opportunities to be seen in some other places and to be creative. So the possibilities with Mission Pro are endless, honestly, and we're really excited. And my husband, my friend, and the people that are supporting us, we're really excited that we're doing this. We're all working very, very hard to make it happen and to make it as big as we ever thought.
Listen, we wish you the best, and I will go to this later on, and I'm going to check it out because you know what? I finally have a day off tomorrow, and I'm going to work out, and then I'm going to watch it.
Oh, you're having a lot of fun. It was a really fun show, and our commentators, Paulette and Brittany, they were like off the chain the whole entire show. Like even Joe Galley commented to me, he was like, man, they were so funny. Like they were great. They want them back together. So everybody's very passionate what we're doing, and we're making it happen. So we have November 6th, so you should watch it.
November 6th. I'm writing it down.
I have to ask about the business side from the Mission Pro Wrestling, because as a performer, obviously you're showing your passion for the business in the ring. How hard is it at times to shut that off and handle the business side of running a promotion? Can you talk about that aspect of it?
You can't shut it down. Like if you don't show like, oh yeah, I have a promotion, and like there's so many promotions in Texas. Like why am I gonna support yours, especially being so progressive? And I'm like, because I have a team of women who are working with me, my photographer, the designer from Austin. Everybody's talking about this, and everybody sees the difference that we're making and why people should support it, because it's completely different than anything that you guys ever seen before. Every women promotion that has been run in the history of wrestling has been owned solely by males and booked by males. This is not the case. This is completely different.
Well, in that sense, though, like I said, it's not just the in-ring part of the business that you're worried about there. You're worried about the promoting promoting the show, booking everybody, making sure everything is going right behind the scenes. Plus, you're doing your in-ring thing. So yes. That's more of what I meant by of doing that.
So my agent is Jazz.
Yeah.
Helps the girls together. My booker is or our booker. I don't want to say mine because I'm a co-owner. It's Robin Reed. She's the booker. I'm in charge of all the logistics and everything else, along with my husband and the other co-owner, Jeremiah. And my son, we finally got him involved in it. He's doing all the Instagram stories. He's 15, so he's so cute. He put felicidades in Spanish and he misspelled it, but I am so cute. But he's so involved in it. It's like he was talking to his friend. He's like, it's a family matter. It's like a family business, but I don't really want to talk about it. I mean, some people, but it's a family business. So he's like, he's really excited about it. Like he enjoys watching it. He helps the girls with the tickets, and it's all people that have been supporting us for a long time. They're very invested. They drive from Dallas. They drive from Houston. They fly from Chicago, Tennessee, all these places to come and see the show because they feel like they are part of it. It's a family. It's a family effort. It's a community effort, and that's what ultimately that's what it is. When we get our ring, because we are gonna get our ring. it's gonna be a community effort because everybody pitched in for us to have this ring and to own this ring, so we can run shows without us having to pay again. When we get our first, I don't know, our canvas, that canvas is gonna be owned by everybody because everybody pitched in into this ring that we're putting together. It's just not like your typical indie wrestling promotion. This is a community effort that everybody is part of. From the DJ that is taking a pay cut because she wants to be part of the movement, to the girl that is like ringing the bell and is driving from Houston and is trying to like be part of the business. Or from like that guy that is anonymous and sends us a couple $100 so 2 or 3 girls can be flown and they can be seen by the world. Everybody's part of this. So I'm telling you, I'm very passionate. This is like grassroots kind of stuff that we're doing here.
See, and that's what I love hearing. I love hearing the whole community and grassroots things like that. That's what I try to do with my store. So that Randy knows that I'm big on that. So it's impressive that you're doing it on a wrestling level.
Yeah,
you know,
it's time, man. It's like after what happened a couple months ago during this quarantine with the Speak Out, it was time for us to not only tell our stories but also work through change and working in becoming, in having togetherness and having something positive to look up to. Yes, right now we're working on it. We're work in process, but believe me, like things are gonna happen, and things are gonna happen in a very positive way. We, like I said, we're working with people that believe in this, that have knowledge that we don't have, and we're open to like soak it and learn it and pass it on.
That's awesome to hear. I can't wait to see this show. So it's November 6th. If anybody needs it, missionprowrestling.net.
Yeah,
so,
or titlematchnetwork.com. That's where you can see it live.
Title match. Let me write that down because
I'm gonna put it on the screen here.
Matchwrestling.com.
What was that part?
I'm old school, so I'm just writing on a pad.
Yeah, but everything you guys can see on Mission Pro Wrestling, all the information is there. The links are there, so you just go straight there. And yeah, like if you guys want to get merchandise there too, we have a bunch of merchandise ready for y'all to be sent anywhere in the world.
Like New York or New Jersey.
I got you. I'm gonna be in New York actually.
When?
Well, in Queens, the 14th, November 14th.
Okay.
That's his neighborhood.
Well, I'm in the Bronx, but yeah, New York City's my neighborhood. That's the Jersey boy over there.
You know Jenny from the block?
No, I don't know Jenny. I'm from East Harlem. I grew up in East Harlem, and I moved to the Bronx because it's a little cheaper.
You're in the Bronx right now?
I'm in the Bronx right now. Randy's in northern Jersey. So I met Randy through my store. My store is in Jersey, in northern Jersey. So, but I drive every day to and from. So I'm exhausted all the time.
And we actually bonded over wrestling. We originally were. I used to live right around the corner from his store, and we used to come in there and talk WWE. And then, for me, AEW sort of changed around how I look at pro wrestling, because for the longest time I felt that WWE sort of was like, since it was the only game on television, it felt like this is what it's going to be, and this, you don't really have a say in it, and this is what it's going to be. You're going to have to like it, and that's it. And then we watched AEW and was like, wow, this was like really good. It was the first time I really was exposed to a little bit more than just what WWE was. Like Impact was on, but Impact had lost its luster a long time ago. And man, and ever since then, I'm hooked on Impact now. I'm watching AEW. I started watching NWA Power, and it's just, there's much more out there than just what the WWE product puts out there, and being able to be enjoying the different styles, being able to see the different types of attitude that's in the ring. And one of the things that, I noticed from your time with AEW is, and I joke with Em about this a lot, was when you came to the ring with the NWA championship belt, we both looked at, I looked at him, I said, is her picture on the championship belt?
You guys want to see it?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, definitely.
because it has to be luscious, right? It's my picture. It's in here.
Look at that.
See, that's awesome. Like they wouldn't let this face be on. They barely let this face be on camera, let alone a championship belt. So this is right here. This doesn't work well. So
it's cute. I mean, it looks even better because my face is in there. I mean,
Exactly. So what are you doing here in New York? Are you promoting anything?
yes, promoting myself, baby boy. Come on.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
My friend Kevin owns Damage 365. He is helping me have like a bunch of like signings. I think I'm gonna be in Albany, then I'm gonna be in the Bronx, then I'm gonna be in another store in I don't remember where, and then Sunday I have another signing, and then I have a virtual signing in the evening, and then from there, oh, I'm so excited. I have some stuff going on, but I will announce it later. I'm super excited.
All right.
Like really stuff.
Yes. So now knowing this, now this is going to start brainstorming between him and I, finding a way to get you to his store in Jersey. You know that's what's going to happen now, right? That's what's going to happen.
I will definitely go and get my autograph.
You should, because
Yes.
I'm not on my website. Just for the signings. Just
Awesome.
Awesome. We definitely will. And if you want to let everybody know where they can find you on social media right now, so we can plug away.
At Thunder Rosa 22 on all my handles: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. YouTube, you can find me in Thunder Rosa. Like and subscribe. I from YouTube, so like and subscribe and watch my videos. And then for my website is at www.thunderrosa.net. There I offer special photo shoots, Skype calls too. If you're a fan and you want to shoot the shit, like holla to your girl. I have a bunch of stuff. My video shout outs on Cameo. All my merchandise is there. I'm dropping I have one shirt right now, and I'm dropping 2 new shirts in there and a bunch of new pictures because I'm probably in the next 2 weeks I'm opening a Patreon too. So.
Okay. Wow. Well, we thank you for giving us a good amount of time tonight. We really appreciate it. We ask you to hang on for 1 second as we close up shop here. We'll talk you off air for 1 second. That guy over there is Emerito Rivera. My name is Randy Zellea, and that was Thunder Rosa here on Off Topic. We really appreciate everyone staying up late with us tonight, and we will see everybody soon.